Welcome back to Bizarre Creatures, fans! Today, we sail into the blue depths to study a biological phenomenon, a creature not of myth, but of science, that appears to have definitively solved the ultimate puzzle, the very concept of death and aging itself. Meet Turritopsis dohrnii, known ubiquitously as the immortal jellyfish, a seemingly fragile and tiny organism that boldly defies the fundamental, non-negotiable laws of mortality that govern nearly all other life forms on our planet. The most astonishing and scientifically provocative truth about this creature is that this minuscule, bell-shaped, translucent marvel possesses the extraordinary capability to, quite literally, reset and reverse its own biological life clock whenever necessary. Unlike every single other animal species known to science, when this organism faces severe physical threat, environmental danger, or the inevitable degenerative process of old age, it does not simply perish. Instead of dying, it deliberately triggers an incredible, complex cellular rearrangement process known as transdifferentiation, which reverts its entire adult structure back to an earlier, juvenile and physically immature stage. Imagine, for a moment, an old, fully mature butterfly deliberately turning back into a larva, or a fully developed frog choosing to revert to a tadpole. This is the exact magnitude of the biological reversal this jellyfish executes. The fully reproductive adult jellyfish, known as the Medusa stage, initiates the process by gradually contracting its tentacles and bell, shrinking its body, and sinking deliberately down to the ocean floor. There, the adult form undergoes a complete transformation, absorbing its tissues and forming a minute, undifferentiated blob of tissue which then begins to grow into a stationary, anchored stage called a polyp. This resulting polyp is metabolically and structurally the equivalent of a newborn baby in the jellyfish world, representing a complete start of its entire life cycle from absolute zero, ready to bud off new adult medusae. The cells that once formed the highly specialized bell, tentacles, and gonads of the adult form completely dissolve and then radically transform into the entirely different, less specialized cells required for the simple, colonial polyp structure. This means the individual cells are not just undergoing simple damage repair or regeneration, they are fundamentally changing their core function, identity, and fate, a concept that is revolutionary in biology. Through this mechanism, the jellyfish effectively achieves a state of genuine biological immortality, though it remains physically vulnerable and can still be killed by external factors such as predators, disease, or extreme physical trauma. It possesses the evolutionary advantage of having a functional reset button for its lifespan, which it can intentionally activate whenever the ambient environmental conditions become significantly unfavorable or its body sustains major damage. This utterly unique and remarkable ability makes Turritopsis dohrnii the sole known animal species in the entire world that can repeatedly and cyclically revert to its juvenile form after it has achieved full sexual maturity. Yet, despite holding the key to eternal youth, the organism itself is incredibly humble in size, typically measuring only about 4.5 millimeters across, roughly the minute size of a pinky fingernail. One might easily overlook this tiny, transparent organism, but its profound biological secret holds immensely significant keys to unlocking revolutionary avenues in anti-aging research and regenerative medicine worldwide. Scientists across the globe are currently conducting intense research, meticulously studying the specific genetic sequences and the complex molecular mechanisms that underpin this spontaneous, full-body transdifferentiation. Understanding precisely how this jellyfish manages to effectively rewrite its cellular DNA and switch off the universal aging process could completely revolutionize human medicine, vastly extending the healthy human lifespan. The original, natural habitat of the immortal jellyfish is the Mediterranean Sea, but due to its ability to survive long journeys, it has now tragically spread its lineage across the entire globe via commercial shipping lanes. Consequently, it is now widely considered an invasive species in many marine ecosystems because, unlike native organisms, it has no natural or biological expiry date in its new and vulnerable environments. Due to the jellyfish's diminutive size and passive, drifting movement, it frequently travels across vast, intercontinental distances by hitching rides within the stabilizing, ballast water tanks of large cargo shipping. vessels. Its fundamental life cycle typically initiates with the initial polyp stage, which is a colonial structure that firmly anchors itself to stable surfaces like rocks, dock pilings, or submerged seaweed beds. The adult medusa, the free-swimming jellyfish form, then genetically buds off and detaches from this established polyp colony, beginning its independent existence in the open water column. The crucial reproductive capability is concentrated almost entirely in this free-swimming medusa stage, which is the exact form that possesses and utilizes the incredible ability to revert backward in time. It achieves sexual maturity and reproductive readiness quickly, allowing it to efficiently reproduce its species, and then, if faced with crisis, immediately revert back into the safety of its polyp state. The reversion process is not simply an automatic biological curiosity. Scientists confirm it's an energetically, costly, and deliberate biological choice made under duress or environmental pressure. The act of reverting back to the polyp form requires significant metabolic energy expenditure, so it is usually only triggered by major stressors like severe starvation, dangerously extreme water temperatures, or major physical injury. This remarkable mechanism represents the perfect and ultimate survival strategy, ensuring the species' persistence for a small, fragile, and vulnerable creature dwelling within the vast, deeply unpredictable ocean environment. In a world where the fundamental rule dictates that every living thing must eventually experience death, the immortal jellyfish holds a profoundly unique, almost mythological, and perpetual evolutionary advantage. This small creature truly represents the ultimate escape artist of the entire natural world, actively dodging the universal decree of mortality and escaping the clutches of time again and again. The simple, silent existence of this organism forces biologists and philosophers alike to fundamentally reconsider and redefine what the words life, age, and death truly mean and the limits of biological possibility. Leading researchers worldwide are attempting to precisely isolate the specific, unique set of genes and the associated proteins responsible for governing this incredible, full-body cellular plasticity and reversal. If humanity can successfully understand and safely replicate the biochemical mechanism through which this jellyfish effectively switches off the universal aging process, the applications for radical human health and longevity are limitless. For the immediate present, this small, outwardly insignificant, and transparent organism swims innocently through the world's oceans, having achieved a status that mockingly laughs at the passage of time. It stands as a powerful, living reminder of the deep, profound, and still hidden biological secrets that are continually waiting to be discovered and uncovered in the most unexplored reaches of our oceans. The next time you happen to encounter any jellyfish floating by, take a quiet moment to remember the astonishing, silent miracle embodied by Turritopsis dohrnii. Biologically speaking, this little bell is the closest known living thing on Earth to achieving the legendary status of the mythical fountain of perpetual youth and immortality. The shocking, undisputed truth is that biological immortality is absolutely not a fantasy confined to ancient myths. It is a tangible reality, merely scaled down to the size of a few millimeters. Its profound, repeated ability to age backward and restart its life clock is the most revolutionary survival move, a biological strategy that has been perfected and utilized over countless millennia. This marvel rewrites the rules of life. Which other mythical creature is secretly real? Tell us your compelling theories in the comments below, and subscribe to Bizarre Creatures for more shocking truths.